avoid ransomware and hackers.
Right.
It's time for a bourbon break.
Okay, guys, for this week, we have the Garrison Brothers Balmorhea bourbon.
I think it's pronounced Balmorhea.
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 That looks strange. But Balmorhea bourbon, this is a Texas bold but smooth, having been aged for 4 years in American white oak barrels, transferred to a second American white oak barrel and aged for 1 year. That was a very confusing statement, but this two-time U.S. Micro Whiskey of the Year and SF Double Gold winner is Bourbon Candy, 94 points, and it's 115 proof? 115 proof. And this is their website, and I believe, Steve, you've covered the Garrison Brothers boot flask before. So how do you compare these two?
Yeah, so we have the Balmorhea, which is very different from the boot flask. I would say the boot flask is more of the entry level Garrison Brothers. So Garrison Brothers, if you've not seen it, Texas producer. The boot flask, spoiler alert, was very corny. This is incredibly well aged, as Divya said, aged twice. And they tell you exactly, this is a single barrel, so they tell you exactly which bottle number, release year. Actually, it may not be a single barrel, but it's pretty close. So this is a gift from a friend, and I was a little hesitant because I had the cowboy bourbon, which was very corn forward, but I've been enjoying this one. What I would say is they called it candy whiskey. That's not a bad name for it, because it is oaky, and it smells sweet. It smells kind of syrupy. Like, I was afraid it might be like the double oak Woodford Reserve, but no, this is just a delicious whiskey. This is so good. This blew away all of my expectations. It's 115 and it's incredibly smooth. You don't taste the alcohol. It is sweet and mellow, and it's just generally yummy. It's a great whiskey. Like, I have nothing negative to say about this. I feel like yummy is the best description of this. I don't know if anyone on this has had the Balmorhea, but I'd always seen it and I always thought it'd be super corny, but it's just so well balanced and so well aged. I highly recommend it. It's super pricey, so have someone else buy it for you. Or like, split a bottle with a friend. Like, for a sipping whiskey, I can't think of a better sipping whiskey that I've had.
How does it finish?
This is probably the best sipping whiskey I've had. I've had cheaper sipping whiskeys, but this is probably the best. I would say in terms of
talked this morning about having a team meeting in Austin, and we figured it was June. And based on us getting a lot of clients between here and then, and we figured, you know what, June makes sense, but if we come in June, we'll each have a bottle in hand.
Right. Yeah. You're gonna have to hurry up if you want the rest of this. It's so yeah, like, there's way cheaper sipping whiskeys, but this is probably the best I've had. It's very upfront, like, you taste it and it's in your face, but then it just mellows off. I'd say a medium to medium short finish. So highly recommend it. Go, big bar.